This is the Roulette Master, and I am so excited today to share with you the incredible new Strategic Double Streets by Daniel Mathias. He said he's been winning with this in the casino day in and day out, and man, this looks incredible. And today we're going to put his incredible new system up against a system that's been doing great lately. This is Milestone Method Roulette System. We're going to start with that first, and I can't wait to see which one of these roulette systems makes the most money in 15 minutes. So we'll start with Milestone Method Roulette System first. And we're going to start that by marking the last 6 numbers that have hit. So let's do that. And you can see all the last 6 numbers there. We're putting a marker bet on. And then we need to do one more. And then we're going to put $1 on every other number. So let's go ahead and do that now. And this has been doing great lately. We're going from super high coverage to still pretty high coverage before resetting. And it wins a lot more money than you think, starting with dollar bet. So I think you're going to absolutely love this one as well if you haven't seen it yet. And if you have, it's always a good one to watch again because it has been doing really well. Now we're going to take these marker bets out. We just marked those so that we don't place bets on them. And now we start with a $31 total bet with Milestone Method Roulette System by Aaron. And that's a 6 black. Okay, so we start with small wins like $5 right there, but that's okay. You're going to see a lot bigger wins coming up, and we're going to start by taking the number that hit off each time that we win. So now we have a $30 total bet, and each time we win, we're going to win more. So we actually have milestones with this one. That's why it's called Milestone Method, and each time that we win, we're going to win more. We're up 11 right now, and now we're going to take the 2 out that just hit. So we're removing each number that hits, but we still have super high coverage even though it's being reduced. And here we go. That's a 22 black. And that's another win. We're up 18 now. So now we're going to remove the 22. So let's go ahead and do that. And then spin. And then once we have losses, I'll share with you what to do that. And our first milestone is going to be $100 profit. You might say, well, with dollar bets, how are we going to get to $100? You're going to see us make a lot of profit here pretty soon, even though we're only up 26 right now. So now let's take out the bet on the number 3 and then spin. And as we keep reducing these numbers, the profits are going to keep increasing. And that's a 4 black. That's another win. So now all of a sudden we're up $35. And we're going to take off the 27. I'm sorry, the 4 that just hit, not the 27. And now we have a $26 total bet. And here we go. It's also easy to remember how many numbers you have out there because that's what your bet is. Okay, we lost that one. So we double the bet when we lose. So we go from 26 to 52. And here we go. All right, that's a 17 black. We lost again, but that's okay. We're just going to double again. We have plenty of money in the bankroll in this one, which we'll go over here in a minute. That's going to make it to where it's okay to lose a few in a row like this. And now we just got to win, and you can see where that was a $40 win. And now we're going to take out the 19. And you might say, well, man, we just lost all of our profit there. Don't worry about that because now the bets are increased. And we're going to start, we'll make that money up in no time here because the bets just went up. So now you can see there we won $44. Now we're up 41. And now we're going to remove that 15. So let's go ahead and do that. And now we have a $96 bet. And here we go again. That's a 1 red. That's another $48 win. We're almost to our milestone. We're going to now take out the number 1 that just hit. Okay, and now we're at a $92 total bet. And here we go. That's a 13 black. And there's our first milestone. In fact, we went over it. Now we're up $141. So our next milestone is going to be $200. We're only $59 away. So that's awesome. Now we mark the last 6 numbers that hit again. So 13, 1, 15, 19, 17, and 3. Excuse me. And let's put $1 on everything else. All right, here we go. All right, and then once we're done, we remove the $10 bets that are markers. Okay, so now we have a $31 bet. It'll be different than 31 if we have repeat numbers in the last 6, but normally it's 31. And let's go ahead and get started. Again, we're up $141, and we're trying to get to 200. All right, here we go. Get a little drink. That's a 19 red, and we lost. So we doubled the bet, and usually you don't lose this early, but it's okay because when we do double the bet, again, it increases our profits much faster. It's an 18 red, and we're still in super high coverage. So now we're up 120, trying to get to our next milestone, 200, and let's take that 18 off that just hit. Okay, now we're at a $60 total bet, and this is a $2,000 bankroll system. Okay, that's why it's okay to have some losses, and you can come right back from it because we are in high coverage. And now we're up 132, and we're going to remove the 28. Okay, and spin. And again, just like before, with each win, we're going to win more. And that's an 8 black. That's another win. We won 14 there. We're up 146. So now let's remove the bet on the number 8 that just won. Okay, and then we'll spin again at $56 total bet. Still trying to get to our next milestone of $200, and that's a 21 red. Fantastic. That's another win. We're up $162. So we take off the 21 that just hit. There we go, and let's spin again at $53 total bet. We should make more with each spin unless we have a loss, and then we'll double again. That's a 12 red. And we won. Another $19 win. We're up $181 now, so getting close to that next milestone. And let's remove the 12 that just hit. And there it is. Let's spin again at $51 total bet. And here we go. This one's been doing so well lately. And this is a 2 black. That's another win, $21 win. We hit our next milestone. We're up $200. Now we try to get to our next milestone of $300. And I'll let you know when Aaron says it's time to cash out. So let's go ahead and we're going to mark the last 10 numbers again. I'm sorry, not 10, 6. What am I saying? So that's the 2, the 12, the 21, the 8, the 28, and the 18. Okay, and once we do that, we put $1 on everything else. Just like, not like that. And here we go. All right. Let's get all these bets out here, and then we'll start making some more money again, and then try to get to our $300 milestone. All right. Okay, and then once you get them out there, you go ahead and you remove the $10 bets. Okay, now we're at $31 total bet, and that's what it'll be every time unless you have repeats in the last 6 numbers. So let's see what we get here. That's a 6 black, and that's a win. Again, each time we win more. We're up 207. So let's remove the 6, and here we go. Now we're at $30 total bet, and again, it's really cool that each spin you make more money. And you know, a lot of people think it's not going to make that much money, but we're already up $213, and we have a ways to go. So that is awesome. And let's go ahead now, and we will remove that one. So let's go ahead and take that one out. And here we go. Okay, now we're at $29 total bet, and let's go ahead and spin. That's a 5 red. And that's another win, so fantastic. And let's go ahead now, and we're up 220. Let's remove that one. So let's remove the 5. Now we have a $28 total bet, and let's see what we get here. Okay, that's a 13 black. That's an $8 win, and we're up $228. Let's remove the 13. So let's go ahead and do that, and we're at a $27 total bet now. And the cool thing about this, even though it's super high coverage when you start. Even when you work your way back down, you're still in pretty high coverage. And you can see that's why we're continuing to get wins, and we're up $237. Our next milestone is $300. So we will take the 26 out now that hit last, and then spend $26 total bet. And when you're at $1 on each, your bet amount will be how many numbers you have covered, and that's a 26 back to back. Okay, so we lost that one, so we'll double. Now we're at $52 total bet, and let's see what we get here. Okay, that's a 19 red. That's a $20 win. We're up $231, and we're going to remove the 19 that just hit. So let's do that, and then spend. Then we'll check our balance again and see how far we are away from our next milestone. This is the Milestone Method Roulette System by Aaron. Been doing great lately, and we're up $253. So let's take out the 30 that just hit. Just like that. Now we're at a $48 total bet, and again, with each spin, we'll make more money because we're removing a number, and we're still at high coverage, even though we're not at maximum coverage like when we started, and we're up $277, inching towards that $300 next milestone. Okay, now we're at $46 total bet, and here we go. That's a 24 black, and another $26 win. We just hit our next milestone. That didn't take very long. Now our next milestone will be $400, and we start again by marking the last 6 numbers. And I have received some really good emails from people that have done fantastic with this one already. And let me know if you did not. That would be great information as well, whether it's good or bad. Any information about how well you did with the system helps everybody else in the community. So let's go ahead and let's see. We did the 20. Oh, the 26 is twice. So we don't have as many marked this time. So we start with more numbers, because we have 2 26s. So that's the only time it would start with a different starting bet. Let me fix that one there, and then we'll remove those bets. If you're playing with this one online, I would recommend that you, instead of marking with a $10 bet, I would mark with like a 50 cents just in case for some reason your bet started. But let's go ahead and just take our marker bets out now. Okay, and then let's go ahead and start this time with $32 total bet, which means we have 32 numbers covered. Real high coverage, and let's see what we get here. That's a 33 black. Okay, we won. We're up 307, trying to get to our next milestone of $400. So here we go, and let's take the 33 out now. And now we have a $31 total bet, and let's see what we get here with the milestone method. And that's a 28 black. Okay, it's a $5 win. We're up 312, trying to get to 400. Let's take the 28 out now. Now we have a $30 total bet. Now 30 numbers covered. And that's a 15 black. Okay, that's a win. We're up 318. So let's go ahead now and take out the 15. Okay, and now we're at $29 total bet, 29 numbers covered. Still high coverage, and that's a 21 red. Fantastic. That's a $7 win. We're up 325, and we will take out the 21 that just hit now. $28 bet, 28 numbers covered. All right, here we go. That's a 13 black. Another win. Now we are up $333. Let's take out the 13 that just hit. Okay, now we're at $27 total bet, 27 numbers covered. Okay, 24 black. Okay, we lost that one, so we doubled the bet. We're still up 306. We're trying to get to 400, but now that we doubled the bet, we're going to start winning more money with each spin, and each time we win one, we're going to win more on the next one. Okay, that's an $18 win. We're up 324. We're going to remove the 29 now. Okay, now we have a $52 total bet out there, and let's see what we get. That's a 16 red. That's another win. We're up $344. Now we'll remove the 16. Okay, and now we have a $50 total bet out there, 25 numbers covered. Still pretty high coverage. And that's a 20 black. Another win. We're up 366. So now we're going to remove the 20, and we're getting closer to being able to get to our next milestone of $400. Let's see if we get there here or if we need to double again. That's a 32 red. All right, that's a $24 win. We're up $390. We're getting closer, and now we're going to remove the 32. Okay, now we're at a $46 total bet. And if we get this one, we might just go a little bit over our milestone. That's a 19 red, but we lost that one. So that's a $46 loss, which drops us to $344 profit. We double to 92, and now we'll make a little bit more with each spin. That's a 26 black. We lost again. So this is why you need a $2,000 bankroll, just in case this happens, but we're still up $252. So no reason to worry yet. We're still going for $400 for the next milestone, and that's a 7 red. Okay, there's a good win of $104. We're up $356. Now we remove the 7. Okay, and one more win. I think I'll do it. Let's see if we can get it right here. And let's see what this is. And it's a 6 black. All right, we got it. That's a new milestone at $468. Our next milestone is going to be $500, which is what Aaron says is when he cashes out. So let's go ahead now, and we're at $468. That is awesome. Let's mark our next numbers, and we'll have the 6 marked, the 7 marked, the 26 marked, the 19, the 32, and the 20. Okay, there's our 6 numbers. Now we'll put $1 on everything else. Here we go. Okay. Almost there. Now we're going to remove the marker bets. It's the last 6 numbers that have hit. Okay, now we're at $31 total bet, which is what it'll be as long as you don't have repeats. And here we go. That's a 29 black. Okay, that's a win. We're at $473. So we take out the 29. Okay, now we'll be betting at $30 total bet with 30 numbers covered. That's a 25 red. Okay, we won. We're up $479. Let's remove the 25. Okay, now we have 29 numbers covered, $29 total bet with $1 on each, and that's a 9 red. Okay, we're up $7. We're up we're up $486. We won 7 there. Let's take the 9 out, and we're getting closer to the amount that Aaron says he cashes out with, which is $500 profit, which I know a lot of you probably didn't think was possible with dollar bets starting out, but we're getting close. That's an $8 win. We're at $494. In fact, it might only take one more spin, and here we go. Now we're at $27 $1 bets and 27 numbers covered. That's a $9 win, and we reached our goal of $500 profit. And we made $503 in this session, and now, man, that was awesome. And let me know in the comments what you guys think of this one. It's been doing great, but I would also love to hear from people that might not have done well with it. So either way, let everyone in the community know how you did. And now it's time for that incredible new roulette system of the day from Daniel Mathias. Let's jump right in and get started, and here we go. All right, the time is finally here for Strategic Double Streets by Daniel Mathias. He said he's been doing amazing with this, cleaning up at the casino, and now let's see if we can do some of the same here, and let's place the bets. If the last number that hit, see, in this case it's a 20, this is where we're going to place the bets. So basically there's two different bets with this one. And the last number that hit would be in these numbers where we start. If it was a number, like say it was the 1, we would bet on the 1-6, the 13-18, and the 25-30. But since the number 20 is the last number, we're going to pick these three right here. But the key is in the progression, and let's go ahead and get started. All right, here we go. With Strategic Double Streets by Daniel Mathias, and that's a 34, and that's a nice $15 win. So we're up $15. Let's see where that 34 is. We stick with that bet because the 34 is in the current bets that we have out there, and here we go. Okay, that's a 33 black. We won again. So we know that since we won, we keep the bets the same. So we're up $30 because we know those numbers had to have been what we're betting on if we win. So let's just continue on and spin, and then I'll show you what to do with losses and wins after losses and all that good stuff. That's a 26, and we lost. So anytime you lose, you know you're going to be moving the bets. So we're going to be going from 5 to 15, and we're going to be moving those bets. So here we go. And now the last number that hit is in the bets. So now we're at a $45 total bet, and let's go ahead and spin. That's a 4 black, and I believe we lost that one. Oh, I'm sorry, we won. I love when I'm surprised like that. Okay, so we're up 60, and we go back to where we started. But we'll be on the same bet because it includes the 4. And I don't know why I thought for a second there I was betting on the other one, but again, I love good surprises like that, and that's a 27 red. Okay, that's a $15 win. We're currently up 75. Anytime you win, you know that you're in the right spot, and you don't change where you're betting at. All right, here we go. We're at 5 each, 15 total still, and that's a 0. We don't like that, but we will move on from it. Okay, so we know that if we hit a 0, we don't move the bets either, but we do have to increase them. So they're going to go to 15. And spin. This is a $45 total bet. And here we go. That's a 2 black. Fantastic. And we won. So we're up $105. We go back to the beginning. And that'll be 5, 5, and 5. But we're not going to be always resetting, and I'll talk about that more as we go through. We're just resetting because we're getting early wins, and we won't always be doing that. That's a 19 red. We lost, so we're going to be moving those bets. And so now we're going to have 15, 15, and 15, and spin. Now the 19 that hit last is included in the bets, and here we go. That's a 15 black. We lost again, so we know we're going to be moving the bets, and so that we're going to go from 15 to 25. Okay, and here we go. And let's go ahead and spin. Now we have a $75 total bet. Okay, so now that we've had multiple losses, we won't be resetting when we get a win. So what we will be doing when we get a win is we'll be going back 2 units. So let's go ahead. And we're going to go from 25 to 15. Okay. Now we're at a $45 total bet. We're up that's amazing. We're already up $120. Fantastic. Okay, let's see what we get here. That's a 36 red. Okay, we lost. So that means we're going to be moving the bets, and we're going to go from 15 to 25. And remember, we always move them so that they include the last number that hit. So let's go ahead and spin now and see what we get here. And again, if we win here, we will not be resetting. We'll be going back 2 units. So that is a win. So we stay on the same bets. However, we reduce them by 2 units. So we'll go 25 to 15, 25 to 15, and we're up $150 already. That is fantastic in such a short amount of time. Let's see what we get here. That's a 3 red. We lost that one. So we were at 15, 15, and 15. So we go to 25 and we move the bets. So let's go ahead and do that. And we make sure that they are included, which they are, in the last number that hit. Now we're at $75 total bet. And here we go. That's a 24 black. We lost again. So we know they're going to be moving, and we're going to have, we're going to go 25 up 2 units to 35. So here we go. Oops, let me fix that one. So temporarily, we're only up $30, but that's just because we haven't got a win on this go round. So let's get a win here. That's a 29 black. We lost again. So we're going to have to go up again. And you can see we had 35, but we need to move the bets. So we're going to go 35 to 45. Okay. So 35 to 45 up 2 units. Now for the first time we're down $75, but that's okay. We're going to work our way back down and make some more money. Here we go. That's a 31 black. We lost again. Not the best luck so far, but that's all right. We started out good. Now we're starting to have some bad luck. It'll show you how this deals with that. So we were at 45. We're going to move the bets to 55. And we're going to put them so that they include the last number that hit, the 31. And let's go ahead and spin. We're at a 160 total bet. Eventually we have to get a win, right? Oh, maybe anyway. Let's find out. There we go. That's a $170 win. We're at minus 40 though still. We're going to go back 2 units. So we're going to go 55 to 45. Oops, let me make sure that's right. We got to add those back in. Should be 45 each. So 90, and yeah, that's correct. Okay, 135 total now. Let's get a win here. All right, that is a 9 red. And that's a win, $135 win. We're up $95. We go back 2 units. So let's do that. 45 to 35. Whoops, let me fix that. There we go, and there we go. Now we're at 105 total bet. Going back 2 units when we win. And that's a 14 red. We lost, so we go back up 2 and move the bet. So you can see we were at 35. So now we're going to go back up to 45 and move the bet locations so that they include the last number that hit. And this keeps you from losing betting on the same ones over and over again. So now we're back at 135 total bet. Let's see if we can get a win here. This is Strategic Double Streets by Daniel Mathias, and we got a win, and now we're up $125. So we're going to reduce those from 45 to 35. Back 2 units, and let's go ahead and spin at 105 total bet, and let's get a winning streak going here. That's a 13 black. Fantastic. That's a win. Now we're up $230. So now we can go ahead. We don't have to go 2 back anymore because we're in session profit. So we restart, and again, we start with 5 on each. So you don't have to keep going back 2 unless you're not in session profit. So let's go ahead and spin and start a new cycle here, and here we go. That's a 16 red. Fantastic. Now we're up 245. And again, if you win, you know you're in the right spot, and you don't have to increase the bet, so you just respin. And if you're at a higher bet, you would reduce it, though. Okay, that's a loss. So that means we're going to move the bets. We're going to go from 5 to 15 up 2 units. Okay, and here we go. Excuse me. Another drink here. That is a nice win. We're up $275. Fantastic. So let's go ahead and actually, we don't need to reduce. We can restart. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's go back to 5. Anytime you're at or near session profit, Daniel says to reset back to $5. So let's do that. We're just going back 2 until we get to that point. And that's a 32 red. Another $15. Now we're up $290. We'll just rebet and spin. And so far, so good with Strategic Double Streets by Daniel. And that is a 24 black. Another win. Now we're over 300 profit, up 305. Awesome. Let's keep it rolling. See how many we can win in a row here. And the nice thing about this is that you don't end up betting on the same numbers each time, and it keeps moving around. So we're going to go 15 to 25, and we need to move the bets. So let's do that. Okay. And let's go ahead and spin it. $75 total bet here. That's a 30 red. Okay, we won. We're up 365. Fantastic. We can reset. That is really, really good. And let's go ahead and place our bets where they should be, including the last number that hit. You're either on the first double street of each one or the second. And depending on what hit last, that determines where the bet is. And that's a win. We're up 380. But if you win and you're at $5, you know you can just rebet because the number that hit last had to have been in the bet. And that's a 3 red. Another nice win. We're up $395. Wow. This is absolutely incredible. And here we go. Okay, that's a 3 red. Back-to-back threes. We'll take it. Let's just keep winning. Winning is good. And Daniel, this is doing great so far. Let's see how it finishes up here. That's a 16 red. Another win. Now we're up $425. Let's keep it rolling. That's a nice little win streak we got going here. That's a 13 black. We'll take it. Fantastic. We're at $440. Let's keep it rolling. The other system made $500. This one might as well. Might make more. Let's find out. That's a 24 black. Okay, we lost. So now we will increase from 5 to 15 and move the bets so that they include the last number that hit. And now we're at a $45 total bet again. Here we go. That's a 36 red. That's definitely a win. And we're up $470. So let's restart at 5 each. And let's keep the winning going. This is awesome. Okay, that's a 3 red. We lost, so we go to 15 and move the bets so they include the last number. Now we're at 45 total bet again. And here we go. That's a 15 black. Fantastic. Another $45 win. We're up $500. That is awesome. So let's go back to 5 each. And sometimes it helps to put the bet on the one that hit last first. Then you know which one you're betting on. You can put the other two in. But it's very simple. I like this. I like the simplicity of this. And that's a 35 black. Okay, we lost. So we're going to be moving those bets. And we'll go 5 to 15. So yeah, it actually helps me to put that one up first. And then that tells you where the other two bets are. So now we're at $45 total bet, and let's spin. That's a 28 black. Another loss. So we will be moving those bets again, and we'll go 15 to 25. Okay, let's go ahead and spin at $75 total bet now. After 2 consecutive losses, let's see if we get a win. That's a 23 red. We lost again. So we go 25 to 35. And let's see. Put this one on first. And you're either on the first double street or the second, depending on where the last number hit. We're at 35 each, 105 total now. And let's go ahead and spin. Had a bunch of losses in a row now. Let's see if we can stop the bleeding. We continue to lose. So now we're going to go from 35 to 45. I'm glad it's testing us a little bit here at the end so that we can see how this recovers. We're still up 260 even after all these horrible losses we've just had. So that's good, but let's see if we can get it back. And that's a 33 black. We just continue to lose. So let's check it out. We were at 45. Now we're going to be at 55. So let's go ahead and do that. I think eventually we'll get a win here. We're at 165 total bet now. Up 2 units when we lose, back 2 when we win. until you're close to session profit, and that's a 10 black. We finally got a win. My goodness, we're up 290. Let's go back 2 units. So 55 to 45, 55 to 45. Let's do this one. And spin 135 total bet, and this will be our last spin. That's a 7 red. Okay, we got it. That's a $135 win. Okay, we're back up 425. Not quite back up to the 500 we were at, but still fantastic. Thank you, Daniel Mathias, for sending this one in. And let me know what you guys think, good or bad, and test it out. That's what this community is all about, is trying to find the best roulette system possible each and every day. And I hope you guys are enjoying that search with me. I absolutely love it, and you guys are awesome for sending the systems in. Remember to send those to roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. That's roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. We do this every single day in the search for the best roulette system that there is, and it's a lot of fun. I hope you're enjoying it, and if you are, please like, share, and subscribe. Let's keep growing this community of people that love roulette. This is the Roulette Master, and have a great day, everybody.